Some of you woke up this morning, but you didn't rise. Your eyes opened, but your spirit stayed asleep. And I came to tell you, wakey, not just from your bed, but into your purpose, into your discipline, into the life God has placed in front of you. Because the morning is not just a time, it's a calling. Here, ladies and gentlemen, hear me today. The way you wake up determines the way your destiny unfolds. Too many people are living tired, living late, living reactive instead of proactive. They roll out of bed already behind, already stressed, already rushing through a day they never prepared for. But when you choose to rise early, when you choose to meet the morning with intention, you step into a different dimension of power. I'm not here just to motivate you. I'm here to align you. I'm here to challenge those habits that are draining your potential. Because when you wake up early, you're not just waking up your body, you're waking up your dreams, your vision, your discipline, your spiritual clarity. And somebody in this room is about to shift their entire life simply by shifting their morning. Waking up early builds mental and spiritual clarity in a way that nothing else can. In those first quiet moments of the morning, before the noise of the world begins, you have access to a level of focus and inner peace that often gets buried beneath the demands of the day. When the sun is just beginning to rise, when everything is still, when your mind has not yet been pulled in 1,000 directions, you can hear yourself think. You can process your thoughts with calmness. Rather than chaos, you can reflect on what matters instead of reacting to what pressures you. This clarity becomes a powerful compass that guides your decisions, your emotions, and your actions throughout the day. Early mornings offer a sacred space, a kind of sanctuary that doesn't exist once the world wakes up. In that sanctuary, you gain the chance to connect not just with your goals, but with your spirit. You can pray, meditate, journal, breathe, or simply sit in silence and let your mind align itself. This spiritual clarity isn't about religion alone. It's about reconnecting with the core of who you are before everything around you tries to define you. Too often, people wake up and immediately jump into stress, notifications, messages, responsibilities waiting to pull them in every direction. But when you rise early with intention, you're meeting the day on your terms. You're deciding the atmosphere of your mind before the world tries to dictate it. Mental clarity also comes from the freedom of uninterrupted thinking. In the early hours, there are fewer distractions, fewer demands, fewer voices competing for your attention. It's during this time that ideas flow with ease, plans become clearer, and creativity awakens. Many of the greatest thinkers, leaders, and innovators throughout history were early risers, not because they loved waking up early, but because they understood the value of those quiet, undisturbed hours. Your brain is at its sharpest when it's rested and unburdened, and early mornings offer that optimal state. Spiritual clarity grows when your soul has room to breathe. When you slow down, even for a few minutes, you gain insight that stays with you throughout the day. You begin to respond to life instead of reacting to it. You become more grounded, more centered, and more aware. Waking up early is not just a habit. It is an investment into your mental strength and your spiritual alignment. It gives you the chance to start each day with purpose, peace, and power, equipping you to handle challenges with confidence and calm. When your mind and spirit are clear, your life follows that clarity. A strong morning routine sets the tone for the entire day, creating a foundation of focus, energy, and intention that carries through every moment. How we begin our mornings often dictates how we navigate the hours that follow. When the first moments of the day are structured with purpose, it allows us to step into our responsibilities and challenges with confidence rather than chaos. A morning routine is not just about checking tasks off a list. It is about intentionally preparing your mind, body, and spirit to meet the day on your terms. When you wake up and immediately dive into the demands of the day, reacting to emails, notifications, and pressures, you are surrendering control. But when you create a rhythm in your mornings, you take command of your day before the world tries to take command of you. The strength of a morning routine lies in its ability to provide consistency. Consistency builds habits, and habits shape character. By committing to intentional actions in the morning, whether it's exercise, meditation, reading, or planning, you establish patterns that influence the way you make decisions, solve problems, and manage your emotions throughout the day. Your body and mind begin to recognize that these early hours are sacred, reserved for preparation and growth. This preparation reduces stress and prevents you from being scattered or reactive. Instead of stumbling through the day, you move with clarity and purpose because your morning has already primed you for success. A strong routine also reinforces discipline and self-respect. When you dedicate time to yourself before addressing anyone else's needs or the world's demands, you send a message that your life, your time, and your energy matter. This self-prioritization does not mean selfishness, it means effectiveness. It means you are showing up as the best version of yourself because you have equipped your mind and body to operate at their highest potential. A well-structured morning allows you to align with your goals, reflect on your priorities, and mentally rehearse the actions that will move you forward. You approach the day not as a series of challenges to survive, but as opportunities to conquer and grow. Ultimately, a strong morning routine is more than habit. It is a declaration of purpose, a commitment to intentional living, and the key to transforming ordinary days into extraordinary ones. When your mornings are intentional, your life becomes intentional. Waking up early increases discipline and self-mastery in a way that nothing else can replicate. Discipline is not something that happens by chance. It is cultivated in the quiet, intentional choices we make before the world demands our attention. When you commit to rising early, you are training your mind to lead your body instead of letting your comfort or fatigue dictate your actions. The act of waking up before the chaos of the day begins is a demonstration of control, a declaration that you are not a slave to distraction, procrastination, or hesitation. Every morning you wake up early, you strengthen your ability to make choices aligned with your goals rather than your impulses. That strength carries over into every part of your life, your work, your relationships, your health, and your spiritual growth. Self-mastery grows when we consistently take small, intentional actions that reinforce our ability to manage ourselves. Early rising is one of the simplest yet most powerful ways to practice this. It requires courage, commitment, and consistency. The alarm clock becomes more than a signal to start the day. It becomes a test of your willpower. When you choose to rise even when your body resists, you are proving to yourself that you are capable of control, capable of commitment, capable of showing up as the person you aspire to be. Over time, these moments compound. What begins as a simple habit of waking early transforms into an internal authority over your own life. You start to notice that other areas where you once struggled, discipline in work, focus in study, consistency in exercise, or spiritual practice, become easier because you have trained yourself in the foundational habit of self-mastery. The connection between early rising and self-mastery is also spiritual and mental. When you wake up early, you create space to set your intentions, prioritize your values, and remind yourself of your purpose. You are less reactive, more deliberate, and more aligned with your goals. The discipline of early rising teaches patience, resilience, and delayed gratification. It shows you that the small, uncomfortable choices you make today determine the level of success and fulfillment you experience tomorrow. In essence, waking up early is a practice in leadership, leading yourself before leading others, mastering your habits before mastering challenges, and proving that your life is directed by conscious choice, not by circumstance. Those who rise early do not just gain hours in a day, they gain power over themselves, which is the true measure of freedom and achievement. Waking up early gives you a significant advantage because it allows you to gain time that most people waste without even realizing it. The early hours of the morning are a precious gift, often untouched by the distractions, obligations, and noise that consume the rest of the day. While the world sleeps, you have the opportunity to move ahead, to plan, to create, and to prepare. This is time when your mind is sharp, your energy is fresh, and your focus is unbroken. Early risers understand that success is not only about talent or luck, but also about how intentionally they use the hours that others overlook. The moments before sunrise are often the most productive, yet they are frequently surrendered to sleep or indecision by those who do not recognize their value. In these quiet hours, you can accomplish tasks that would otherwise be delayed or neglected. Planning your day, reviewing goals, exercising, reading, or even pursuing creative endeavors becomes far easier when there are no interruptions. You are able to approach each task with calmness and clarity without the pressure of immediate deadlines or competing demands. This uninterrupted time allows you to build momentum early, which carries through the rest of the day. By the time the world wakes up, you have already laid the groundwork for productivity and success. This advantage is not small. It compounds over days, weeks, and months, creating a cumulative effect that propels you far ahead of those who start later reactively or distractedly. Early mornings also provide a unique space for reflection and strategic thinking. When your mind is free from constant stimulation, you can evaluate your progress, anticipate challenges, and identify opportunities. You begin to notice patterns and insights that go unseen in the rush of the later day. This foresight allows you to act with intention rather than reacting impulsively. Moreover, the quiet time strengthens discipline, focus, and self-awareness, qualities that cannot be developed in the chaos of a full day. By investing in these early hours, you are essentially investing in yourself and in your future. Ultimately, gaining time through early rising is about creating opportunities rather than waiting for them to appear. While others are still caught in the inertia of sleep, you are already taking action, already making progress, already moving closer to your goals. Every morning you wake early, you expand the possibilities of your life, building a rhythm of efficiency and achievement that others struggle to match. This is the power of time that is consciously seized, and it becomes the invisible force that separates ordinary lives from extraordinary ones. Morning success creates momentum for bigger wins, because the way you start your day sets a chain reaction that influences everything that follows. When you begin your day intentionally, with focus and purpose, you generate energy and confidence that naturally propels you forward. Small victories in the early hours, whether it's waking up on time, exercising, praying, journaling, or planning your day, act as building blocks for larger accomplishments. Each of these actions reinforces a sense of discipline, achievement, and control over your life. By starting the day strong, you establish a rhythm of success that carries into your work, relationships, and personal growth. Momentum is not built by waiting for opportunity to knock. It is created through consistent action and deliberate choices, and mornings provide the perfect environment to cultivate it. The quiet hours before the world stirs allow you to focus on priorities without distraction, giving you a head start while others are still reacting to life around them. This head start is not merely about time, it is about the mindset you develop when you take charge of your morning. Achieving even small goals early in the day boosts confidence, motivation, and clarity. You begin to approach the rest of your day with a sense of mastery, knowing that you have already accomplished something meaningful before most people have even opened their eyes. That feeling of accomplishment, even in simple tasks, sets a tone of excellence that permeates everything else you do. Momentum created in the morning is also psychological. When you start the day successfully, you reduce stress and create a sense of control over your environment. This mental advantage allows you to tackle challenges with calmness and clarity rather than feeling rushed or overwhelmed. You are better equipped to handle unexpected obstacles because your mind is already aligned with purpose and intention. Each success, no matter how small, compounds into a larger sense of achievement, reinforcing habits that produce even greater results over time. Moreover, the energy gained from morning wins spills over into creativity, problem solving, and decision making. You are able to think more clearly, act more decisively, and maintain focus on long-term goals. By consistently winning your mornings, you establish a momentum that turns ordinary days into extraordinary ones and ordinary efforts into extraordinary outcomes. Morning success is the spark that lights the fire of productivity, drive, and achievement, enabling you to create a life defined not by chance, but by the momentum of deliberate, purposeful action. Early rising strengthens your identity and builds confidence because the simple act of taking control of your morning is a profound declaration of who you are and who you are becoming. When you choose to wake up early, you are telling yourself and the world that you are intentional, disciplined, and committed to growth. Every morning becomes a reaffirmation of your values, your purpose, and your potential. This practice shapes your character over time, reinforcing the belief that you are capable of showing up fully in every area of your life. The confidence gained from consistently rising early is not superficial, it is rooted in the knowledge that you are in control of your choices, your time, and your actions. It is the quiet power that comes from mastery over yourself before anyone else attempts to shape your day or your destiny. Taking ownership of your mornings also strengthens your sense of identity. Who you become in life is largely determined by the habits you cultivate when no one is watching. Early risers develop a habit of self-discipline and accountability, which translates into every other aspect of life. You begin to see yourself as someone who does not wait for opportunities to appear, but someone who actively creates them. This identity of action, responsibility, and proactivity becomes a core part of who you are. It gives you resilience in the face of challenges because you know that your success is not dependent on circumstances, but on your choices and your commitment to personal excellence. Confidence grows from the repeated proof that you are capable of following through. Each day that you wake up early and dedicate time to prepare for life's demands, you reinforce a sense of competence and self-trust. You learn that you can control what matters most, that you can meet the day on your terms, and that you can align your actions with your goals. This inner assurance affects how you interact with others, how you make decisions, and how you pursue opportunities. People notice the difference when someone carries themselves with the quiet confidence of discipline and self-mastery. And it begins with the intentional choices made in the early hours of the morning. Ultimately, waking up early is more than a habit. It is a form of empowerment. It shapes your mindset, fortifies your character, and cultivates the kind of confidence that radiates from the inside out. Every morning you rise early, you reinforce the truth that you are intentional, capable, and prepared to take on life. This consistent practice strengthens your identity and equips you to walk boldly through the world, confident in who you are and what you are destined to achieve. Let me tell you something today. Your mornings are not ordinary, and neither are you. Every sunrise is a divine invitation, a chance to step into your purpose, to rise above excuses, to claim the victory that is already yours. Don't wait for life to start it yourself. Wake up early, set your heart on fire, and let the world see the power of a person who begins with intention. You have greatness inside you, and it begins in the quiet hours long before the noise of the world tries to pull you down. Rise up.